Yes.
Okay,
It's
okay.
good.
Much better.
Okay.
Okay, wait a minute.
Yep.
Oh, fun.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
I actually wanted to show a progression. We could go through these pretty quickly. This was an acrylic. It's actually a partial of an acrylic that I started last year, and it's entitled Koyaanisqatsi, which means is a Hopi word for upheaval, or mankind out of balance, humanity out of balance. And I wanted it to seem menacing.
Something weird is going on.
Somebody.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Mary Kay's got 2 instances going. That's what happens.
Oh, okay, got it. Sorry.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Alrighty then.
Oh, it's still.
Ooh.
Okay. So there's a lot of elements in this, a lot of colors, a lot of, and you can't, I don't know if you can really see them. Sometimes there's some very small, tiny images of tanks and soldiers and other land. There's an oil rig, things that represent to me the breakdown of the planet. This was sort of a little story of mine to emphasize what I feel is happening in life today, in our lives. And I'm hopeful that it has a menacing feeling. At any rate,
It does.
This was what I based my since the challenge was black and white, and I don't really like working in just in black and white, but I thought I would go from this and show the next one, Joe.
All right.
Don't want us to talk about this one?
We can.
Let's do them first.
A very interesting creature.
Okay.
When,
Okay.
did you say something about the Hopi, some Indian tribe?
Yes, there's a Hopi word called Koyaanisqatsi. There was a movie made called Koyaanisqatsi.
I found that very helpful in looking at this piece, because that creature could be on a totem pole or something. The big creature, you do know there is one, and you created it on purpose?
Oh, I didn't know there was one on a totem.
Oh, you don't see it. Okay, it's got a horn and an eye and a mouth. It's huge.
Okay.
And a like a horse's hoof, but the hoof has nails on it. It's a very interesting creature.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Right in through here.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yes.
And you know, there is a sense of fear. It's not a happy face, but it's happy colors.
Yeah. The word Koyaanisqatsi means life out of balance.
Out of balance. That's
Yeah.
wonderful. I think
Okay.
it's the
That's beautiful.
So when I started to do the black and white, I looked back at this one and at the next one, which Joe, want to go to the next one? This is a watercolor. Watercolor is much harder to work in when you want, because I actually, on the acrylic one, I did a lot of sanding. I did a lot of, made a lot of changes and added things, and it's easier, of course, to do that in acrylics. In watercolor, it's not so easy. But even in this one, I did some sanding. And this seems like a more gentle creature over the landscape, right? Not so threatening, but still, I call it a gobbledygook. In other words, a lot of elements that are nonsensical. Don't make sense, but they kind of, there's elements you sort of recognize, like maybe some language coming out of the left side there, and some, or circles, and maybe a horn, and but it's sort of very, very organic. Okay, so next,
Yeah.
Joe?
Oh, hang on one second on this one.
Yeah.
I cannot help but think about Yellow Submarine when I see this.
Yes.
Really?
It's much more cheerful.
I know, but the creature, the colors, very, very much remind me of the artwork that was done for Yellow Submarine.
Yes, yes, I could see that. I see that.
The creature looks partly like a bird. It has the eye of a bird and it has a wing. But then there's the arm of a bear, which if
What?
I'm closer, I'd just show you, but I can't. Going away.
Oh, I see. No, I see where you're looking. Yes, it looks like there's a claw.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
So
that's
Let's
that's
see
a-
what you came up with for black and white on this. That's going to be an interesting transition.
yes. It was difficult.
It's almost
I think it looks like a combination of maybe a, what is that? A stingray, a bird, and a hot air balloon, and going over a gorgeous landscape. But it seems like it's trying to be 2 or 3 things at the same time because it doesn't have any environment of its own.
or it's a fantasy creature transforming,
Mm.
becoming from
Yeah.
one to another.
Yes,
Interesting.
yes. And okay, here's the black and white. This is also called gobbledygook, and only black and white. So I didn't. It's not exactly the same, but it has a lot of the same elements of both of those color paintings.
I think that this is almost the most successful. I think it's incredibly dynamic and
Mhm.
very, very interesting. And
Beautiful.
the shape
Love
really stands out as opposed to the others that were colorful and you were drawn in and you kind of lost the shape a little bit. I think this is absolutely the most successful of the 3 and it's just stunning.
Thank you. Thank you. There's a dichotomy here, which I used, the ribbon below the creature, I felt was like an opposite almost, presented a dichotomy, like of either something soft and something harsher.
It's like a positive and negative.
Yes.
I get
And
an underwater sense with, oh, that fish's name left me. It came to me and left me.
Like a halibut.
The feel of a stingray. It's not exactly like one, but
Mhm.
the tail looks like it.
Yeah,
But
it does look like a stingray.
Bubbles and underwater sense.
I think it's remarkable how, when you see them when you know you've seen them together back to back, how absolutely, despite their similarity in shape, how absolutely different this is and the different impact. Whereas the other one gave me that feeling of Yellow Submarine, a very colorful. This is totally different, and I agree with Wendy. I just think this is really wonderful.
thank you.
Me too.
shape?
I was
Yes.
actually surprised that it came out okay, because
Beautiful.
it was difficult working with watercolor. Okay, so the next one, this is the next one's my last, and it was also black and white, and this is watercolor, and I call it "And So It Goes," and it's trying to tell the story of a timeline in a kind of a landscape form, but I wanted all these elements to work, sort of fold into each other but stay isolated, so that they're like pieces of a life. And they each have their own, I don't know if you ever feel this way, but I feel like I've had several lifetimes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And sort of, so this is sort of a life, a timeline of my life.
Very interesting. You know, it's, you know, I love your work in black and white. I really do. This is really interesting.
Yeah, I love the black and white work too.
And very
This is
graphic, very graphic.
Real-
But
Great piece, really great piece.
yeah,
There's lots of nice contrast. I like the wash, and then you've got some fine line work, and then the black and the white, and larger shapes, smaller shapes. So lots of contrasts, and so I think that does work really well together. What style do you think you would say this is?
Abstract expressionism maybe, or abstract surrealism.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
in some of the other pieces, you could see that there were more organic, recognizable shapes. Not so much here, other than sort of a landscape shape.
Is very nice.
Okay, so
very nice.
and that's it.
All right.
Thank you for your feedback.
All right. So now I'm going to go to I'll go to Ginger's.
Uh-oh.
This, you know, despite its simplicity, I absolutely love this. So Ginger, you can speak to it.
You don't see it.
I don't
You
see
don't
I
it.
don't
see it?
see it yet.
Ah,
Nope. I'm still on Kate's.
all right, hang on. The screen sharing is driving me crazy. So let me stop
Driving me
that
crazy.
share. It's driving everybody crazy, I think.
And there's Handsome Joe.
How's that?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
there we are.
Wow.
I think I have to stop sharing, go back in, open them up, and then, you know, it's got to go back and forth. That's fine. So Ginger, you're on.
Okay. So for me, abstract is very, very different and difficult for me to do because not how my brain thinks when doing artwork. This particular piece, I was meaning for it to go in a different direction, and it was going to have palm trees down the side of the road. It was going to, you know, I was going to do different things to it. Well, I did sitting up on an easel. This is an 18 by 24 size piece acrylic art, and I stared at like, no, this is where I want to stop. But this is how I like it. So I did a lot of straight lines, and I don't really know what more to say. I like the color combinations.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of just a road to nowhere and be somewhere.
You know what? Would you mind if I tilted it like that?
Nope.
Oh,
Wow. Yeah.
yeah. It has very much a feel of a Mondrian, you know, just abstract pieces. And this really emphasizes that it's just shapes of different sizes and balance of color.
I think it's more like Diebenkorn.
Yeah,
It does remind me of Diebenkorn. That's exactly why I wanted to tip it, because it did give me that feel.
Well, now
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in an airplane or a helicopter, and I'm woo! That's different. That's very different.
it takes it out of the realm of realistic into a completely abstract.
Oh,
I like that.
that's entirely,
That's a whole different feel. I like this
Yeah,
one too.
that's a
I do
whole
too.
different deal. I like that.
Loch Ness.
It was fun to do. I had a lot of fun with it, so I might play this kind of thing again.
Yes, yes.
Oh yeah. I do think, yeah, I think, you know, this could lead you to a style, I think, for sure.
Mhm.
Well, I was thinking of putting, you know, a little cow at the end of the road, or a flamingo or something, you know.
think you should show it vertically.
Mhm.
I like that, huh?
All right.
Yeah, that's excellent.
Mm-hmm. would you-
Okay,
Is your other one.
Ooh, I like
Oh,
this.
who is that? Who is that? That's very nice. Very.
Mhm. Very nice.
So Ginger, this is acrylic?
oh my goodness, sorry. A pan from the kitchen.
Ah,
Interesting how the colors look here as opposed to the original piece. Okay. I had nothing in mind when I was doing this. Again, I like, as far as abstract, it's for some reason it's wanting me to do very straight lines. Where anyone who knows my actual artwork, it's very realistic painting.
yeah.
Is what I guess I would say.
Ginger, have you ever
So,
looked at Richard
This
Diebenkorn's
is,
work?
it's stretching me a lot.
Mm.
I like this.
I do too.
Hmm.
Ginger, have you ever looked at any of Richard Diebenkorn's work?
Yep, I actually saw his, I think that's one of the last exhibits that I saw.
This is very,
Was
very
his work.
similar. And yet it's different. Your colors are more vibrant than his, but I like the shapes.
I do too. I just
Is the bottom a dark, dark green?
Yes, it is.
really.
Oh, I thought it was black.
It's a black,
It looks
it's
black.
almost a black green.
No, it's a dark, dark green.
Yeah.
No, it's a dark green.
Mm-hmm.
You want to turn that too? I wonder how that looks.
Yeah, let me flip this one.
Just curious.
Hmm.
No, I like it the other way.
Turn it all the way upside down.
Interesting.
There's something about the dark green that gives me I kind of want to look at it this way because it gives me some
Yeah.
grounding. I feel like the
Yeah.
painting's
Yeah,
grounding.
that's how I have it on. That's how I like it too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I love that pink line.
Mhm.
I know it.
Yeah,
I really
that's
do.
my
I really do.
favorite.
Yeah, I
Because
really
it's
do.
so, you don't expect it either.
Exactly.
So,
I actually like that yellow, the little piece of
a
yellow.
Right
little
in here.
below it.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that really pops the piece.
It's a great transition between the blue and the green.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, it's funny how you sort of want it to be something. It's almost like it's a huge.
Don't have
huge-
anything more to say. I'm totally learning as far as abstract art. So
Mm-hmm. Well, for
Good
someone
start.
who doesn't know much about it, you're doing real well, kiddo. So just keep
Yeah.
going. This is really nice
thanks.
stuff. Good work.
And the paint has a lot of texture in it too. Even
It
I
does.
don't know if you can see it, but
I can, yeah.
hmm.
I can see the brush stroke too.
Yeah, for your first ones, these are great.
Yeah,
Well, thank you.
absolutely. All
Okay,
right.
onward.
Onward and upward. All right, let me back in here
Ooh, excuse me.
and we'll look at Janna's work. Can everybody see that?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
All right, so Janna's up.
And you want me to tell you about it? It just seemed like
Absolutely.
it's like we're just bombarded with words and snide words and just complicated things. And I'm sick and tired of the RNC or the DNC or whatever, just talking. And so I wanted something very simple. I wanted something just easy and nice and textured, so I found this Chinese newspaper, which to me looks like lots of words, but I have no idea what they're saying. They might be saying lunch or a used car or
It says
anything. I mean,
Americans.
yes, yes. And then, so I put that down as the chatter, and then here is this wonderful just plateau of simplicity, and that's felt.
Mhm.
And then I wanted something with clarity, which pieces of glass. So I don't know, it's all sort of symbolic, so that's why I put it, it's called inscrutable. But
Lovely.
it just, I like the juxtaposition of all of the Chinese symbols and then just clearness, simplicity, restful,
It is.
with a couple of speed bumps to keep you awake.
Mm-hmm.
Would you display it flat or hanging up?
Oh, well, it would be hanging up.
Janna, what size is this?
It's about 12 by 12.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that a box or a newspaper on in the is that on a
It's-
box?
No, it isn't. It's actually on a an inch, almost 2-inch canvas.
On a
Oh, okay. I see.
So you put the newspaper on the canvas?
Yeah,
And, oh, I see. Okay.
all the way around. It's wrapped all the way around.
Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm.
So the edges are also involved with the
Right.
Chinese words.
Would you?
I was going to make a metal character of one of the words that you see on the left, or
Oh, that was interesting too.
Mm.
Yeah.
and just put that on it instead of the glass. But I don't know.
I like the glass, and I think it's interesting, you know, it's like shapes are hidden and shapes are out.
Yeah.
Character to do another piece and do something with the character, because they're interesting Chinese writing, but
Mm.
piece I would.
Yeah.
Well, Janna's got 3 here, so let's go look at the next one.
Sort of the same. Actually, that's the same one, except I had the glass in a different order.
Mhm.
I think.
I like that arrangement better than the other one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think I like this one better.
Yes, I do.
I think it's more balanced.
And I like
Yeah.
the juxtaposition of the glass against, you know, being horizontal against the 2
Yeah.
nondescript
Okay.
horizontal pieces below. I really like that.
Mhm.
Thank you.
It's a very interesting piece. Now that's interesting. No. I like the tension between the vertical and horizontal on this piece better than the first piece.
Mhm.
What do you guys think?
I agree.
Can
Mhm.
you just flip through the 3 pieces real quick?
Sure.
Thanks.
There's the first one,
Mhm.
second,
Mhm.
third.
Yeah, my favorite's the second.
Yeah,
Mine too.
I would agree. I would agree. I
Good.
like this one the best.
Yeah.
That's the one that I really prefer too.
Oh,
More-
you're,
Has a
But I
better
was,
to it.
yeah.
Yeah.
The first might
thank
look
you.
different vertically. It's lying down, which makes it look.
Yeah, a little just,
Yeah, that could be. That could be.
yeah.
But I still
Yeah.
like the alignment of this better.
Yeah, that works
Yeah.
really well.
Mm-hmm.
Finished. It's much more of a finished piece.
Yeah, I would agree. Nice.
Very nice. Mhm.
All right. So we'll stop that share.
Can I ask you one? Oop,
Oh, sorry.
that's okay. You can go on.
I've got to ask a question.
Oh, I just wanted to know if she intentionally had the edge of the canvas showing up on the right side.
The canvas doesn't show at all. It's all newspaper.
Oh, I mean, not the canvas. I mean, I'm sorry. The Chinese.
Yes, and it shows all the way down the sides on both. See,
Right.
as we're looking at this on the right side, that's a continuation of the newspaper, which goes down for 2 inches on the all the way around, and it says, you know, it's got Chinese characters and
Okay.
all sorts of stuff.
How did you adhere the newspaper to get it that smooth?
Elmer's spray glue.
Okay.
Okay, it's good to know.
Sometimes it's really hard to get things
Yeah.
that smooth
Yeah.
without,
But
you know.
but you have to be very, very, very fast.
Mhm,
Have
mhm.
everything organized because you only have 15 seconds to get it on.
Mm. Yeah, I could never see myself doing that without wrinkling it for sure.
Yeah.
So that was good. Let's see. So it's Janna. Let's do Kathy Bodycombe.
Hey, Kathy.
I'll unmute myself.
Okay, so why isn't it showing me that? Come on, guys. All right, so then go back here, here. Can you see that? All right.
So it would be interesting for me if people, you had kind of 3 different challenges. It was black and white, gray tones, and what was the third one?
Rush hour.
Rush hour. Okay, so it would be interesting if everybody kind of gave an idea of which
Yeah.
one, you know.
Okay.
I mean, some are pretty obvious, but you know, just to kind of know what you're thinking.
Yeah, and some of the folks are just bringing in paintings that have nothing to do with the challenge, that's fine too. I think we can still have that discussion. But yeah, if it's related to a challenge, let's talk about that. So, Kathy, you're up.
Okay. Yeah, so this doesn't relate to either, none of the above. But what it does relate to was I did get a chance to join you with the last video of the artist, and I even forgot his name, but I did watch it on YouTube.
Earhart Richter.
Yes, yes. And it was really, you know, it was interesting, the whole scraping thing that he did. So I just thought I'd experiment with it. So that's all that this is a couple different layers. I think they're all going in the same direction. I did a couple different ones, but putting on black and white paint and then letting that dry, then putting on a mixture of black, white, and blue, and just scraping it across. I actually used just, you know, like a putty knife that I had. It's a small piece. I think I just had canvas panel that was 11 by 14, and also used kind of a liquid acrylic paint.
Okay.
And just scraped it. You know, I'm not really a fan of field painting, you know, where, but I don't know, it was just fun. You know, kind of watch this guy's style, and I thought, yeah, I'm going to try it. So that's all. There's no deep message to it. There's just, you know, kind of seeing how the colors blend and how it works, and just manipulating the paint. And I don't think it'd be anything I'd ever frame, but you know, I mean, even just looking at it, kind of has a pleasantness about it, but it was mostly just the technique of scraping and seeing how that how it just kind of evolves and happens, and so that's all that this was.
And this kind of work, I think, is important. I think we have to spend time sometimes working with new techniques that we're not familiar with, because you learn a little bit about it, and maybe you can incorporate that into your style.
Right,
Um,
right.
Yeah.
Is the canvas loose at the top? Is it, or is it fabric over something?
No, it's just the way the paint
Mhm.
is. It's just paint.
Oh,
It's just a canvas panel, so it's sturdy, but it's rigid. But yeah, it's just the paint that whatever illusion that creates.
okay.
I like it.
It creates a lot of feeling of almost stained glass, of light coming through something.
Yeah.
Which I think is really, it has a translucent feeling to it.
I actually thought it was Rush Hour. When you first
Yeah,
put
it
up.
could be. It could be.
This is a lot calmer feel than Rush Hour.
Water flowing too.
Yeah, it has more of a water feel to it.
Now
Yeah.
the bottom left corner, that little bit there, to me looks
Mhm.
like it's a cat cut in half. Is that just the paint, the way the paint came out?
Yeah, it's all paint. Yeah, it all has a couple layers of paint.
I get the feeling like I'm looking through a stained glass window at a city.
Mm.
I feel like I'm seeing buildings, tall buildings behind here.
I feel like I'm in a bamboo forest in full moon.
Mm.
Wow, that's a great conception. I could even call it that or something. That sounds a lot better than what
It
I
just, and because it's sort of blurry, bamboo grows at an incredible rate.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's catching it growing too. I don't know.
It's
I
funny.
just feel
Give
It's funny.
it that blue feeling, yeah.
It's funny you mentioned bamboo, because I'm looking at the chat, because Kimberly Ann and Bonnie are in the chat, and Kimberly Ann mentioned that it looked like giant bamboo. So I
know.
think you're all seeing the same thing. And Bonnie says it looks like folds of material or something.
Mhm.
I think it's interesting.
Yeah,
Very interesting.
it is. It's
Yeah.
very intriguing.
You
I
want me
love
to,
it.
you want me to flip it?
Oh, I think it's better the other way.
Yeah, the other way.
Yeah, I think either this way or the same perspective
Yeah.
flipped upside down would be interesting. Yeah. You have to go with
Either that
where
or
the scrapes are.
Yeah.
you're on a very fast subway.
Yeah.
I like the this piece at the top here. It looks
Yeah.
almost been peeling off.
Mhm.
Right.
It is being peeled off.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's interesting too. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Move on to the
Very
next
nice.
piece.
Yeah.
This is Kathy's
Ooh.
other piece.
This
It's-
again was it was a little different. I started looking up some abstract expressionists because again it was the black and white contrast and
Yeah.
so I thought of some of the abstract expressionists and I looked some up, like Franz Klein and Motherwell and so I was just looking at their pieces. They're huge pieces that they did.
Mhm.
That was just all black and white. And so all I did, again, just taking the same canvas board, not the same one, but the same size, 11 by 14, and just putting layers. I put a layer of black. I created some shapes in white. And then and kind of turned the canvas and then did just kind of some, I just dripped on black and scraped it again with a putty knife to over that. And it just kind of did its thing. It was fun, just to see what shapes were created. I think it doesn't seem complete. To me, like it's not quite done.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this one is even more successful than the last one. I love
Oh,
it.
yeah. Yeah.
That,
I do too.
that diagonal edge of white just
Mhm.
again, just
Yeah.
pop I think it's very, very successful.
And then you can see through the white at the bottom. I like, you know, you can, it's transparent
Mhm.
or translucent.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
really impressed with how you were able to achieve depth in this painting
Mhm.
by that faded white background and the sharper black foreground. You're really able to get some depth, which is sometimes hard to do with abstract. This is really nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. It was really, again, just another experiment
Sure.
with just scraping and layering,
Mhm.
you know, but again, staying with the black and white and trying to just form the shapes and sometimes, you know, and how they emerge and what lines emerge. Like you were saying, I was kind of, I didn't realize like some of that the white line of just, you know, from, I mean, obviously it's the shape of a palette knife or a, you know, the putty knife, 3-inch putty knife. And it just kind of, when I did the white, it created that shape. But then when I did the black over it, then it scraped over. So some of that white
Yeah.
showed through. So anyway, it was just kind of fun
Yeah.
to see what emerged from it.
It gives this wonderful eerie thing of something being backlit in a hurry, like
Mhm.
a huge truck turning a corner that is totally black and they have big lights, and then here are their lights just glaring on what's in front of them
I
and
do
then
see.
moving on.
I see the cat in silhouette. You can see his
I
peeking
do
out.
too.
Up there.
And then there's another one in front, kind of.
Yeah.
or a cat family, not a
Yeah,
kid.
definitely.
Also,
Yeah.
Kimberly Ann's mentioned that I think she sees a horse right in here.
Yeah, I see the horse.
A horse?
Yeah.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
well,
oh,
oh,
you said it. It's definitely
that has a tiny tail for a horse.
It
Yeah.
does, yes.
Yeah. That's
Must
right.
be a dressage horse, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
ape that used to go on top of buildings. But this
So
is
let me flip this for a bit. Ooh.
Oh,
that's very different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
What does it look like upside down? One more time. Now it looks like buildings, the top of some sort of manufacturing
Yeah.
building.
And there's a reflection of the buildings here.
mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
And then smokestacks and
Mm-hmm.
a hill behind it, like maybe in Wales.
Yeah.
If you don't want the cat, you have
Yeah, I don't want the cat.
And just flip it upside down, Kathy, and it goes away.
Okay.
This is interesting. This is very interesting.
I
Yeah,
love one.
coal mining.
Yeah, Kimberly Ann mentions a coal mining town, yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
Well, thank you.
And then there's one more time.
Mm,
I think I like
It's
the coal
really,
mining
really
town.
wonderful.
I think I like that
It's-
one, just like that.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
the vertical. I
Yeah.
prefer the cat, but this is nice too.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, move right along. Oops. Okay. So let me get Mary up. Mary Freericks. And share my screen. There we are.
Ooh, this is totally collage, and it's kind of complimentary, not exactly. So there it is, flowers and
Whoa.
So Mary, is this all collage?
totally collage.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Really interesting.
Which may have been nice to begin with, but I decided I have too many, so I covered it.
Hmm.
I
And
don't
I
have
will.
much to say about it because I don't normally do totally collage,
Mm-hmm.
but I kind of like the colors and how it came out.
Yeah, I do
Mhm.
too. Colors worked well.
Yeah. Very good.
Pleasing to the eye.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, okay.
This
And
is-
now for something completely different.
Right.
It started as complimentary, but other colors entered. So there's
Well, you definitely have the purple yellow complement going.
Mhm.
and it could be turned in other directions.
Yeah, let me turn it around.
Much acrylic with some charcoal
So Mary, this is acrylic on
Ooh.
paper?
on paper.
Okay. I like this one. I think this swoosh here keeps me in the painting. Makes my eye go around.
Yeah, that's true. Swoops
Yeah.
and turns and, oh,
kinda
I don't
gives
want to
you
be
that
on
whole-
that road.
It gives you that dynamism, yeah.
I just had fun doing it. It was
Ooh,
It's
that looks
remarkable.
angry at this point when I look at it this way.
Oh, I like that one.
Hmm.
Has a nice balance to it.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you've got this line here.
The
And,
curb and
yeah,
the
the
curve.
curve
Yeah.
here, and you got curves here.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
on my original, so I remember what you people like.
I see the
Yeah.
eyes here,
Yep. I see a pair of eyes here. Yeah.
like an extra. Very nice.
Thank you.
Ooh, no.
Sorry, my dog is barking. I couldn't say anything, but
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
The colors are so vibrant.
They are. This starts to look more like a portrait at this point, almost like a Cubist portrait.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I definitely liked it on on its side.
Yeah.
Had a nice,
Yeah, this is interesting on its side.
Yeah. the other
But-
way.
But I think this one is stronger.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
strongest.
I
Definitely.
agree. Yeah, I agree.
Mhm.
All right. Ooh. Now this has a stained glass feel to it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I love the colors. The colors are just so vibrant and they work so well. And I love this little bit of green in here
Mm.
as a counterpoint.
Yeah, it's very dynamic.
Mhm.
The
Yeah.
movement of it, the colors. I like the texture in some of the spaces. With the it's mostly the violet and then a little bit of the blue and yellow coming through. It's beautiful colors in there.
Mhm.
Yep. Let me flip this around, see how it looks this way.
Some, besides the acrylic, some pastels on that, and then
Mm-hmm.
water on them.
Mary, we using chalk pastels or oil pastels?
I think, let me see what they say.
I kind of like it this way.
Yeah, I do too.
I like the top shape. It's got a little bit of depth going on there.
And I think this swish right here kind of strengthens. It's almost like a backbone in the painting.
It's ordinary pastels.
Oh, okay.
Pastel color sticks.
Yeah, they're probably chalk pastels.
So I don't think it's oil.
Mm-hmm. Now this looks a little more confusing to me.
Mhm.
When you put it this way, it gets really big on my screen.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I know.
And it's like
just-
almost, yeah,
Yeah,
I have to back up just to see it properly.
I know. It's like, it's the way our screens are
Yeah,
built. to-
yeah.
Yeah. Because when you go like that, it shrinks it.
Yeah, no, I like that. I like that, actually.
Yeah, I think the vertical on either one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me mark that one.
It's a little bit like Matisse, I think.
Yeah, it
with
does
those
have that.
figures,
Yes.
whereas the cutout figures, with the bended leg and then the knee coming up and then the arm around the head, it kind of, and plus even the stained glasses like Matisse.
Mm-hmm. Plus the bright colors also remind me of Matisse.
I love color.
Yeah.
The black and white is hard for me, but I've done some black and
Oh,
white.
you do this well, Mary. That looks good. So now here is Mary's
Oh,
Rush hour.
rush hour.
rush hour. Yeah, that says rush hour.
More abstract. That
Mhm.
started with pastels and chalk. And I really like the sense of rushing better
Yes.
with pastels and
Yes,
chalk.
you definitely got
I
it.
decided to spray it, and a lot of it just disappeared. It
Yeah,
just,
that's the problem with pastel. If you try to fix it, sometimes you just lose it. Yeah.
so I decided to put some acrylic on it. So now it's a combination, pastels and acrylic.
You know, though, again, if this has that Matisse feel to it.
Oh, nice. Thank
It
you.
does. There's a simplicity here that reminds me of Matisse, and you've got some very bright color on the black background.
Yeah, I really like the motion. I think the motion definitely,
Mhm.
it's fast.
I don't think I'll flip this around because I think this is the way it's intended. And I think it's probably well, let me do it anyway.
I just wondered if the white got too bright.
Ooh, I
Ooh,
like that.
Oh, this one has better
Yeah.
motion to it. Yeah.
right,
I like
it
that.
does. It really does.
I was wrong again.
You prefer it that way?
I like the white. I like the white at the top.
Yeah, and this has much more motion going from this
Mhm.
coming here out.
The canvas. I never would have thought of doing that.
I know, I wouldn't have either, Mary, but I'll tell you, I think it does. I think it has.
I think it's more effective this way.
Yeah, I do. I agree.
It's just, whoa,
It really is moving, isn't it?
very
Yeah.
active. Active.
You think I should call it rush hour?
Oh yeah, I think that would be appropriate. That's pretty nice too.
I like that too.
I think your verticals, Mary, either vertical, either position vertically has the
I
best
like
motion.
the other one.
Yeah,
I prefer the white on top if I go vertical.
I think
Yeah.
you're right, Mary, because my eye comes in at the top with the swoosh, but then immediately goes to the white, and I'm like, why am I down here?
This is almost dizzying, which makes, sometimes you don't want to look at a painting because it gets you dizzy.
Yeah.
That's better. That's pretty surprising.
That's the winner, I think, right there.
Yeah, I might show it that way.
That's,
I like it the original way.
This is my black and white, and it's just a sketch of a little 3-year-old.
Oh,
Interesting. Once again, Matisse and Chagall.
This recently, I mean, it's pretty recent, a few months old, but I didn't do it for us.
Mm-hmm.
I was taking a Princeton University museum course. And she had her daughter pose for us, and she's such a cutie. So I enjoyed drawing her. But then I missed the next class. She would show the artwork if she could. She couldn't pick everybody's because she had at times 300 to 500 people in her class. But that's her daughter.
Nice drawing.
Her name is De Lorenzo, and she writes children's books. I thought she was a very lovely person, and the class was free.
I like what you did with the eyes on this, actually.
You know, the hair, I think was, I love the hair, the line work and the white space or the negative spaces on the forehead. That is really interesting to me. Like all the whole hair, the lines, there's heavy lines, softer lines, thinner lines there. But anyway, I think that the hair is really interesting. Lots of the, again, like in the forehead, especially, just
Yeah.
all that space looks really neat.
I agree.
Thank you. Now, for years, I've been illustrating just as they perform, musicians, and I sketched this guy when he was blowing that.
Tuba.
It's a tuba. Yeah,
Yeah, that's a really nice sketch.
it
Really nice.
is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Movement to it. Mhm.
And it captures, it really does capture the immensity of the instrument too.
Yeah, it does.
Very nice.
Mhm.
While they're performing.
Mhm.
Keeps me awake. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. Good stuff, Mary. Let's see. We go to
Bonnie?
Mary.
Bonnie?
Let's do. Where's?
Bonnie?
Yeah, I know it. I want to do Bonnie's, but I don't see Bonnie's. I know she sent it to me. Hang on a second.
Oh, she said she didn't submit.
Oh, she didn't. Oh, I thought I saw something from her.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, next time you're going to come in and you'll have audio too, Bonnie.
We'll do your homework, young lady.
Mhm.
That's right. All right, let's do Barbara Schwartz. Oh, that's a nice one from Bonnie. Look, she's holding it up.
Nice, Bonnie.
That is interesting.
Where is she?
You have to say something so it comes up on the screen.
Yes. In fact, I can do something here.
Oh, I see her now. I
See
have to
that?
put her on pin video.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Bonnie, say something.
Where is she? Let me do spot.
I don't think her audio works.
Here you go. How's that? Everybody should see that. You can hold it up again, Bonnie. I got you spotlighted so I get a bigger view.
Trying to talk.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. I love the texture on that too. And I love the way it wraps around. Yeah, it does. That looks nice.
Yeah.
Small image show.
To say, wrapping around, according to Jill Sattler, who was our abstract teacher, she went to some special school in LA, and they believed it just wasn't right to wrap around, that you either paint the edges black or one
Yeah.
color. I'm just passing that on because she was very pushy about that. You
Yeah.
shouldn't.
There's all kinds of school of thought on that.
I completely disagree. It just looks so unfinished to me. If well, you know, but I do collages, so I always wrap it, and I don't know. To me, it looks more finished.
Yeah. I think it also depends on the painting. I think it depends a little bit on that too. But I agree. I think it can go either way. I think it depends on the piece of work.
I don't know.
All right, this is Barbara's. Can you see that?
Yes.
All right.
Woo.
Done.
Is she still with us? I don't know if she's still with us.
Is this on UPO or what is it?
You know, I think she had a description. She's dropped off. She was here just a second ago.
Cut off.
Let me read her description. I think you're right. I think it is UPO. The title is Global Warming.
Mm-hmm.
And it's acrylic and oil inks on UPO with creative textures of crumble saran wrap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very good. Excellent.
That's
Mhm.
acrylic. Did you say, Joe, acrylic?
It's acrylic and oil ink. I've never heard of oil ink, but I guess you can get that.
Mm.
But I like this, like, azo, nickel azo gold orangey section right up in here.
Yeah. But this saran part down here is also very interesting.
Yes.
It creates a very, like, they're at opposites, one is the soft and blended and the other one is very jagged, and it gives it a really nice feel. So it's just not, one thing. Yeah, I think it's very successful.
Yep.
And
Okay.
said climate change. I thought it looked very cheerful and harmonious and happy. The minute she said climate change, I realized that one mountain that's red and orange is a little scary.
Let's kind of flip this a little bit.
Oh, now it's entirely abstract. Nice. Very nice.
Oh, it looks like Jack Frost in Technicolor
Yeah.
on
This
your
does
windows.
look like ice crystals over here on the left.
Right,
Yeah.
it does. It's so different, it's so happy, to me. I like that better.
I like that too.
Yeah, I think I like that better.
There.
The what?
The rice.
I think it,
Let me go back to where it was. I think
Oh,
that's what everybody liked.
That's upside
yeah, I think for me, that orange at the top was a little distracting, but when it's down here,
yeah.
it works better.
Yeah, it's a little foundational, I think, right? Because I can almost see like a landscape here with the horizon.
Right, it does.
Yeah. Seems to ground the painting better.
Yeah, it does look like icicles above,
Mhm.
and which, conflicts with the heat from below.
Wait, are you carrying that so it's not on its side?
And you've also got like a little ocean area over here on the lower right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a fissure from the earth. There's been an earthquake and all the lava's kind of bubbling.
All right. Now, too, wish Barbara had stuck around, but yeah, she didn't. She got disconnected somehow. Okay. Let's see what we've got left here. We've got Kimberly Ann. Now, Kimberly Ann's in chat, so I think, if you wanted to communicate with her, you could do it that way. How's that?
Woo!
That's very interesting.
And what is
What is
What
that?
kind of texture is that? Is that sand?
Actual sand.
And Bonnie's asking the question. Is it actual sand?
Like,
It's micaceous iron oxide. Okay. Sand. All right. Yeah, it looks to me like it's a top-down view of a beach or a shoal with an ocean next to it.
Or a cold lava run into the ocean.
Yeah.
Just,
She's
or
using
a real close-up of some skin of some sort.
Those white nodules look 3D. Are they 3D or are they just?
Yeah, I think they are. I was just reading in the chat. Kimberly Ann said it's micaceous iron oxide sand, pebbly sand with mini shells. So I think those white pieces are mini shells. And
Okay.
she's using glass bead gel, which I think is the texture on in the dark area. I think
Okay.
that's glass bead gel. I was working with that over the weekend myself. That's nice.
It's pretty impressive. I wonder how it would look if she turned it.
All right, let me turn it. We'll see what it looks like. That seems to have more movement.
No, not like that.
Hmm.
So it looks like it's falling, the
Yeah. Now, for some reason, the dark area needs to be on the bottom, I think. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah,
Changes the perspective a bit. Instead of looking at it straight down, I feel like I'm looking at it from an angle.
Yeah, I like
yeah,
that.
like you're in an airplane or something.
Yeah, but you look, instead of looking straight down, you're looking at it down like at a 40-degree angle or 45. Like looking.
It's more interesting.
Yeah,
I like this one.
I do too. I think this is the one, my favorite. All right. Let's stop that. And we haven't done Wendy. Let's get Wendy up here.
Wendy.
Yeah.
So this is rainbow of colors. This is black and white, but I had a little, I do collage work, and some of my papers are so transparent that they picked up some of the black and became a little bit of a gray tone, which I think as a composition, it works. It doesn't quite answer the question, but as a composition, I think having a little bit of a gray tone, works okay. Yeah. So it was very fun to do this. I like collage and I just love working with the papers. I started out as a fashion designer, and so I love fabric. And then I became a watercolor artist, and somehow I was introduced to collage, and it combines the two things that I really like, which is texture and color.
I really like this, Wendy.
Thank you. I don't think I've actually ever done a black and white piece. So thank you for the,
and I really like the bright white material, because I think it really sets off the value. It's a really bright value, which if you didn't have that, it would be very grayish. And I think that really sets it off nicely.
Yeah.
Is the very top paint or is it thread?
No, it's all they're tissue papers. They're like those Chinese
mulberry papers or rice papers.
Right, everything. The background, the black background, is actually like a black. It's almost like a wrapping paper, but it has a texture to it. And I've used that a number of times as kind of a background piece. And it's got if you see it in person, it has an interesting texture to it. But everything else is torn tissue paper. Yeah, so it was really fun to do that. I was, I don't know if you all have the same situation, but people very often, I think I've mentioned this before, ask you how long it took you to do this.
Yeah.
It's like, it obviously didn't take me the 30 hours it takes me to do a watercolor, but you think about them a lot. I'm sure you all do also. You just think about it a lot. And when I thought about it, I thought, I'm gonna have to put a little bit of red somewhere. I was sure I wasn't going to be happy unless there was, I was plotting where
Mhm.
to stick the red in, but I found that when I actually did it, and you really have to wait for these to dry because they get really saturated. And when I finished it, I thought, nah, I think it'll be okay.
Mhm.
So that felt successful to me.
Mhm.
So yeah, it was very fun to do.
Do you want me to turn it, Wendy?
I'm sure if you want.
Yeah, let's see what it looks like.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's interesting too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I like the, in this one, the
I like
The-
that.
textured papers stick out a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It has a pretty good balance in different ways. The reason I
Mhm.
did it vertically is I had a different collage on there and I just didn't like it. So I scraped it off and so it's already strung
Mhm.
to be horizontal.
Uh-huh.
But because I like to do vertical pieces, but I find often with these abstracts, you have to keep moving them around. Generally,
Mm-hmm.
you have to keep moving them around and decide, whether it's going to be top, bottom, side, or whatever. I couldn't resist one that's already strung. So.
Oh yeah. I think this piece could work on any of those, on any of the sides.
Mm.
Interesting. Nice work.
Thanks.
All right. So now let's go to Mary Kay Lambert.
Now, this one I did with, I think I mentioned before that CC, who has the YouTube, she does the watercolor demos.
Mm-hmm.
And I did this one with her. And then I liked it. So I decided to do a grayscale one on my own, based on the same idea.
I love the flow of the flowers on this. I really do.
Thank you.
It's a really beautiful piece. And the other one is a
It really
grayscale?
is.
Yeah, okay.
Woo-hoo.
Ooh.
I lost the piece.
Hard to do flowers in grayscale.
It really is, but you're pulling it off on this. I think it's really nice.
Yeah, I used pens, different shades of gray pens and black and white pens. And I put in some silver.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Ah. That is so pleasing. Oh,
It really
my goodness.
is. It really is. Mary Kay, what's the size on this?
Small.
Oh, okay.
Can I see the first one again?
You see this?
I love that.
I do too.
The vase is gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. It really is. Just,
Of freedom, where the lines, like the line on the vase, you have it on one side and it's kind of so free on the other, and the shadow on the vase and the beautiful flowers. I think that's an amazing piece.
Thank you.
Small image show, Mary Kay.
Yeah. Okay, it's 9 by 12 cut in half.
Okay.
I have a class, so I'm gonna have
The silver one is 9 by 12 cut in half.
All right, Mary, you take care.
thank you.
Hi.
Good seeing you.
And I love the black center of that flower that's right
Right here.
Mhm.
there. Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
and then up here.
Yep, up in here.
Yeah.
So your eye goes
Just-
between these.
right.
things. Good
And then
contrast.
it comes right down into the shadow in the vase.
Yep.
Very, very dynamic. I
I
love
love
it.
this. I really do. And Mary Kay, you need to have this framed and in the small image show.
All right.
When's the small image show?
Yeah, let's see. We're actually negotiating with Spicetopia for wall space
Oh, good.
on Main Street.
Great.
And you know, it's a funny story. This just came out. Sharon Taylor, who's our executive director, she and I and the board have been working on this deal for a while. And she went, but she was, she didn't even know why, but she was looking at some historical documents from BAA because we've been around since 1956. And apparently, before we moved to the Santa Clara location, our gallery was on Main Street at
It was.
576 Main Street. And you know
Yep.
what's there today? Spicetopia is there today.
Oh.
So it could be a reopening or a homecoming.
That would be
But,
great.
Yeah, so we're looking at doing that. So you'll hear more about that in the coming month.
Good.
So now, what have we got left? Ginger, Janna, Kate, Kathy B, Mary, Kay, Kimberly Ann. All right, I guess it's just me. Okay.
Okay. Come on.
Here it comes. Okay. So this is acrylic on this 4 24 by 24 canvas panels. Not panels, canvas gallery wraps. So the whole piece is 4 feet by 4 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes.
And it's actually hanging on the wall in my living room. I love it. It started out in the upper left-hand quadrant. I was reading a book on notan. And so notan is, you know, black and gray and white and a balance of the three. So I did that painting. Then I realized I had 3 more canvases. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to copy the image, but I'm going to do them in complements.
Oh, cool.
So you've got, you know, the blue and orange, the red and green, and the yellow and purple. And what I did was I just mixed the complements with the colors I was using.
Mm-hmm.
And it becomes a little problematical with the yellow and purple because I'm using Naphthol red, and I think was it phthalo blue, or might have been either phthalo blue or ultramarine blue. So you get this very dark purple and you know, thank God for the light on the lower left-hand side, because otherwise I don't think it shows.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way to get a really good purple is to add white. I mean, really, I don't think there's a way around it, because otherwise it's going to be very dark. Or you glaze it, I guess.
I don't understand. Purple is blue and red.
I'm sorry. Yeah, blue and red. Yeah, it was Naphthol
So,
red. Oh, wait a
like,
minute. Yeah.
So, you're saying you have to add a little bit of white into it to lighten it.
Yeah, to really get it to show.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the only issue I had with this.
Because the one in the upper right, that actually looks purple with the orange.
And that's actually blue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now I wonder if it's purplish because of the orange that's there,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought it was purple.
Yeah.
I thought it was too.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually blue.
And then with the yellow, it looks like black.
It does.
Right.
That's the part that bothers me, because when you mix the red that's in here with the blue, that's the purple you get. It's a very dark purple. So I may actually take this apart and redo and see if I can do something with the purple. But
Mm-hmm.
So the black on the yellow is supposed to be purple?
yeah,
It would have
it actually
better-
is.
If you was either blue or purple, because the left side kind of all goes together, because
Yeah.
it looks like there's 4 pieces of black.
Mm-hmm.
So if that piece that goes with the yellow was a little bit different, it would even be interesting if you continue the orange, and then you'd have 4 boxes down of the orange with the yellow. And I think that would make an interesting secondary.
So say that again, Wendy. How would you change the combination?
So if you change the purple to the orange, it would give you 1, 2, 3, 4 diamonds of orange going vertically from top right to bottom left.
Oh,
And
diagonally?
diagonally. And that might be
Okay.
a really interesting, you could try it with pieces of paper
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
and see.
What I was trying to achieve is I had the black with the gray and the white. So you have what I would consider to be like a black and white complement.
Mhm.
Then I wanted to just use the primaries of blue, red, and yellow, and
Mhm.
then put them next to their complements. So yeah, purple being the yellow complement, and green and versus red, and then the orange and blue. So that's the purpose, that's the intention behind this.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I'm going to think about this a little bit more. I'm not sure I want to go with the orange. I know what you're saying though about having the
Yep.
diagonal of orange. I can see that,
Mhm.
but I think I may work at the purple more and
Yeah,
bring that
just-
out.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's huge.
It is large.
Let's see it on its side.
Oh, okay.
Hmm,
Mhm.
whole different painting.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That looks better.
Mhm.
I have to go to a meeting. Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
Oh,
Jen.
bye, Ginger.
It's been fun.
Same here.
Yeah, I think it could work any way, any direction.
Yeah, I see what Kimberly Ann's got a good suggestion. Maybe use a transparent white with that purple to turn it a little bit more purple.
Mhm. Yeah. So are they 4 separate canvases?
They are, and I actually took some hardware and put them together.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
they're easy enough to take apart because there's just metal tees behind it, like on all these intersections that are holding it together.
Because if you
But-
took apart, if you switch the red and green with the yellow and the black, I think that would work also.
So take the red and green one and move it up here,
Move it up to where the yellow is and move the
and
yellow.
the yellow down here.
Then you'd have the reds and the oranges, and then your blacks would go together. You know what I mean?
Oh, you know what? Yeah, that might work.
It would
'cause even-
create an X design.
Because even if I lighten this so I get a violet or I get a purple in here, that still would look like a better combination. You're right.
It might really look, you could take it apart and play with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very good. The white squares pull it together no matter what.
Oh yeah. Well,
Mhm.
the title I have for this is window.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Boy, that looks completely different.
Every time you flip it.
If
Yeah.
also, or another option is if you switched the red and purple, you would have more red, which would balance all that. Yellow is really strong.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting how it changes. Turn it back the way you had it.
That's how it started.
Uh-huh.
Then you go this way,
That one,
and you go this way.
now when it's this way, I see, instead of seeing those 4 squares, I see the white in the upper left, and then my eye goes to the green, and then what I see is black, and then gray, and then white again. It goes diagonal. That's interesting.
Not you. I think the orange is being a bully,
Yeah.
It is pretty bright, huh?
and the red almost looks like redwood.
Yeah, that's a Naphthol red that I used.
Oh, that's the red. Oh, that's red.
That's red. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't look red to me. That looks.
Me either.
It looks kind of like a,
Brown.
yeah, a reddish brown, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was thinking that the red was, actually, I guess it's orange.
Yep, that's Naphthol red.
It looks red on the orange side to me.
Mm.
It does look red.
Well, yeah, it's a real red orange.
Actually, Naphthol red is actually tilts towards the blue side. It's
I
actually a
thought you
cool
were
red.
using the, I thought it was a muted red to go with the muted green.
Well, I didn't do anything but paint it out of the tube.
Okay,
And the green is a mixture of this blue and this yellow.
aha. That's why it's actually a gray green.
Yeah. All of the complements are mixed by the primaries on here.
Right, okay.
But I'm going to play with the I like the idea of swapping out. Was it these two, Wendy?
Yes. Mhm.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
might look at that, and I want to work on the purple a little bit. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm going to have to add a little bit of white to it.
Yeah. I think if it was the, that way you would have the balance that you need.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it looks too blackish right now. I totally agree.
Yeah,
That's
it
been the
does.
thing that bothers me about it.
But if that was on the, if the two blacks were opposite each other and the orange and the red were opposite each other,
It would be better.
it would
Yeah.
tie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally
Yeah.
agree.
Fun.
Thank
fun.
you. Appreciate
Well,
it.
Joe, this has been very interesting. You're extremely organized and
I got one
and-
more. I got one more. I got one more. Hang on.
Okay.
This will be a quick one. This is my rush hour.
Oh,
Oh, perfect.
I like it.
yeah.
I think this is one of the best paintings I've ever done, to be honest about it.
What do you like
Yeah.
about
And I was using have you seen those long things they sell at Lowe's for painters to paint a straight line?
Uh-huh.
I used that to scrape the paint because it would just, mine's about almost 2 feet, yeah, maybe 18 inches wide, and it was wide enough to capture the whole piece on the bottom. What's interesting is I did some research on automobile colors in the US, and we are the most unartistic auto owners of it. It's black, white, or white, black, and then it
And
gets to gray or silver.
The silvery gray.
Yeah, and then it goes, but you go down about 4 before you get to blue and then red. Okay, so and then gold follows behind that. There's a little bit of gold in this.
Mm-hmm.
And is that different than other countries?
I haven't looked at the other countries. That's interesting. I should look at that.
I remember years ago, I went into an auto dealership and a young man was waiting on me, and I was commenting on the boring colors. And I said, whatever happened to those? And I started referring to the colors from the 50s,
Mm-hmm.
like cherry red and
Turquoise. Yeah.
all those bright, pretty colors. And
Yeah.
somebody told me it's got something to do with the lead in the paint.
And the reason I did the colors on the bottom and black and white at the top and separated by this gray line, which is kind of like the concrete barrier, is that it's kind of like these people are either going someplace that they don't want to be going to, and these people are optimistic and heading towards places they want to go to. So this could either be someone who's going to work and hates it, or going home and hates it, and this is people who are going to work or going home and they love it. So,
It just kind of looks to me like people going in opposite direction.
that's also true. Because
And
the way I scraped it, I was hoping to
Yeah.
get that.
yeah.
Yes, that's true.
Very nice.
All righty. And that, as they say, is that. Thank you.
Thank
Okay,
you.
next challenge.
So I have a couple of ideas. I'll throw them out. One is, and I just joined a group that's led by Pamela Caughey. He's an artist, and they do challenges. And there's 2 that I thought were interesting, and I'll just throw them out for discussion. One is do a painting with 5 to 7 shapes. And that would be something that Helen Frankenthaler would have done. So it was kind of, that was the thinking behind that. And the next Getting to Know series may be Helen Frankenthaler that we cover. I'm still working on that to see if I can bring that to fruition in a couple of weeks. So that's one idea, is to do 5 to 7 shapes. The other idea that came up in the recent challenge, which is interesting, is you take a design magazine, Architectural Digest, I don't care what, any of the fine Good Housekeeping, and you go to a page and you use the palette that's on that page, and you do an abstract painting with just the colors of that palette. So you would show the page that you were doing, and then the resulting painting.
I like that.
So there's 2 ideas there. Does
Yeah, I
anybody
like
have
that
any
too.
others? And I'll keep a look at, I'm looking at the chat too. So Bonnie and Kimberly Ann. Kimberly Ann likes the 5 to 7 shapes. Okay. Anybody have any other ideas on a challenge?
Janna, can you think of any that we did with our collage group that would work?
Oh, geez. Well, maybe something with texturing, with texture. I mean, sort of like the bamboo in the middle and then at night, and the,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Okay.
something that shows texture, but it's an abstract, not just flat paint, like
Layers.
yeah, like leather, sandpaper, rocks, the texture of those. A carpet when you're barefooted and walking through it, the texture of fur on a cat or a dog, or the texture of clouds, like what do they call it? How, sort of like a fish scale cloud that is lots and lots of texture, but you know, you're looking at it and it's flat. Close-ups of something in a microscope, lots and lots of texture there.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
Well, I think if we did something like texture, I think it's a wide enough field that people could pretty
Right.
much bring anything to it they wanted. Okay,
Yeah.
that's a good idea. And I think, and Kimberly Ann corrected me that she likes the second idea better that I posted, which is the one Wendy liked, which is get a page out of a
Yeah, I like that too.
design magazine and then use the palette and do an abstract.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah. I think they're all interesting ideas. I mean, that's 3 months worth almost of, challenges right there. A texture challenge, a shape challenge. As a collage artist, shapes would be interesting for me. It would be a real challenge for me to do that. But that's good too. Yeah. I think we should pick one of them.
Well, the thing is, I like to do, if we do it, when we've been doing a couple of them, Wendy, it seems like it gives people a choice to do sometimes, so that's why you don't have to do all of them.
Yeah.
You could just pick one of them and that's fine. And you could do multiples of one of them if you wanted to. That's okay too. There's really no rules here. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Any other thoughts or ideas?
Nope. Yeah.
All right, so it's textures, and then it'll be a page out of a design magazine matching a palette and
5 to 7 shapes.
The Architectural
Or shapes.
Digest, the palette from the magazine,
yeah.
and then the shapes, if you want that.
Do you want to
So
do
are you
shapes?
saying we can pick one of any one of those and?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you
Sure.
could, yeah, I would say, do you want to save the 5 to 7 shapes for later, or do you want to throw it in now?
I think two different things.
Should be enough.
is enough.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. So let's do textures and
Okay.
the design magazine. So when you
Sounds-
send me the work on the design magazine, because it could be collage, it doesn't have to be painting. In fact, Wendy, as far as we're concerned, it's just, this is open to any, it could be fabric. We don't care. It's not just painting, it's artists. So we'll have those two challenges. It'll be something from a magazine and textures.
Okay,
Good.
super. Very good. Nice to see you all.
Same
Stay
here.
You.
Stay
Thank you,
healthy.
everyone.
Fantastic
Thank you
work.
all.
And really appreciate it, guys.
All right.
Good
Thank you.
show. Good show.
Yep, good show.